Hi class, this is Ma'am Rich. Let us now continue our study about factoring polynomials. So ngayon, pag-aralan natin ang factoring the perfect square trinomials. Okay, it has a general form of x squared plus 2xy plus y squared or x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo dito sa ating general forms, if all the terms are positive, ang kanyang mga factors are also positive. Pero, kung ang middle term ay negative, ang kanyang factors ay magkakaroon din ng negative sign. Okay, so let us have this example. X squared plus 8x plus 16. So kung mapapansin nyo dito, both our first term and the last term are perfect squares. Okay, so therefore, we can apply this general form. Okay, so we'll express first 16 into exponential form para mas mapadali sa inyo na makita kung ano yung mga factors. Okay, so let's copy first x squared plus 8x plus, so ano nga ba yung isang number na kapag minultiply sa kanyang sarili, ang sagot ay 16. Okay, so that is 4. 4 squared. So, 4 times 4 is 16. So, since alam na natin kung ano ang base ng ating first term at base ng ating last term, we will just follow this general form. So, this will become, okay, the quantity will copy first the base of the first term, which is x, plus the base of the last term, which is 4. Okay? Times also x plus 4. Okay, so let's proceed now to the next example. X squared minus 10x plus 25. So dito naman ang x squared at 25 are both perfect square terms. Okay, at kung mapapansin ninyo, ang ating middle term ay negative. So therefore, we will follow this general form. Okay, so let's express first 25 into exponential form. So this will become x squared plus, minus 10x plus, so ano naman yung number na kapag minultiply sa sarili, ang sagot ay 25. So that is 5. 5 squared. Okay, so that is equal to, okay, the factors are, we will copy the base of the first term, which is x. Okay, and since this is negative, ito yung ating susundin. Okay, minus the base of the last term, 5, times the quantity, x minus 5. Okay, so that's it. Dali lang, di ba? Alright, so let's proceed now to factoring quadratic trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So, ito naman yung ating gagamitin if the given trinomial is not a perfect square trinomial. So, ibig sabihin, ang ating first term and the last term are not perfect squares. Pero etong mga steps na i-discuss ko is gagamitin lang ninyo if and only if a is equal to 1. Ibig sabihin, kapag yung given expression is most of the time, ang nakikita nyo lang sa leading term or sa first term is only a variable. So, wala kayong makikita na numerical coefficient. Okay, so what are the steps in finding the factors of this kind of a trinomial? Okay, the first one is factor the first term of the trinomial and write these factors as the first terms of the factors. Okay, so let's use this illustrative example number 1 to explain these steps. Okay, so let's copy first the example number 1, which is x squared plus 7x plus 10. So, according to the first step, sabi dyan, is we factor out daw yung first term. Okay, so ano ba ang factors ng x squared? So, paghihiwalayin lang natin yung factors ng x squared. Okay, so that is x, the quantity x. So, we leave the other factors as blank. And the other one is also x with the unknown factors. Okay, so hahanapin pa natin yung kasama nilang mga factors. And then, so the second step is list down all the factors of the last term. So ano nga ba ang last term dito? So that is 10. So we list down all the factors of 10 by pair. Okay, so the factors are 1 times 10 and the other one is 2 times 5. Okay. And then the third step is identify which factor pairs sum up the middle term. So mula dito, sa mga factors, sa pair of factors natin, alin ba dito ang kapag inad natin equal sa middle term? So the middle term is 7. If we add 1 plus 10, the answer is 11. So, hindi niya masasatisfy yung ating middle term. Okay, the other one is when we add 2 plus 5, the answer is 7. So, that will become equal to the middle term. So, therefore, ang missing factors dito is 2 and 5. So, we can now rewrite it, okay, as, sa ating third step, pwede na nating isulat kung ano yung missing terms. Okay, so that is x plus 2 and x plus 5. Okay, so proceed na tayo sa example number 2, which is a squared plus 7a plus 12. Okay, following the same step, yung una, ang ating unang step is we factor the first term. So, ang factor ng first term are a. Okay, with the missing other factor. And a. So, pinaghiwalay lang natin yung a squared. Okay, and then the second step is we're going to find all the factors of 12. Okay, so let's start with 1 times 12. And then the other one is 2 times 6. Then the other one is 3 times 4. Okay, so mula dito sa ating pair of factors, okay, aalamin natin kung alin ba dito ang magsasum up into our middle term. Our middle term is 7a or 7. Okay, so 1 plus 12 is of course not equal to 7. Okay, 2 plus 6 is 8, still not equal to 7. Okay, so next is 3 plus 4. Okay, so that is equal to 7. So ibig sabihin, ang ating nawawalang terms dito or factors is 3 and 4. So we'll just write here plus 3 and plus 4. So by the way, pwedeng magkapalit ng pwesto yung 3 and 4. Okay? So, next is c squared plus 2c minus 8. Okay? So, we factor out first the first term, which is c squared. Paghiwalayin lang natin yung c. Okay, and let's find all the factors of negative 8. Okay, so the factors of, or 8 muna. Okay, so the factors of 8 is 1 and 8. The other one is 2 and 4. Okay, since this is negative, ang ibig sabihin niyan, isa sa ating mga factors ay negative. Okay, it's either that is 1 or 8. So, pwedeng natin ilagay dito. 1 is negative, then the other one is positive. Okay, so let's try. Alin kaya dito ang kapag inad natin that will become 2? So remember that when we add negative and positive, we used to subtract. Okay? So, alin kaya dito ang kapag sinubtract natin, equal siya sa 2. Okay? So, if we subtract 8 and 1, 8 minus 1, that is only equal to 7. Okay? When we subtract 4 and 2, yes, that is equal to 2. So, meaning the missing terms here or the missing factors are 2 and 4. Pero we have to decide alin ang ilalagay natin sa negative, alin ang ilalagay natin sa positive. So, titingnan nyo lang yung sign ng middle term. Kung, since dito ang sign ng middle term is positive, so therefore, ang higher number or higher factor, siya ang positive. Okay, so ang 4 ang ilalagay natin sa positive. At ang 2 naman ang ilalagay natin sa negative. Okay, that's it.
Let us proceed to factoring quadratic trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, wherein a is greater than 1.
Okay, so here are the steps in finding the factors of these kinds of trinomial. Okay, so we're going to use 2k squared minus 11k plus 12 para ipakita kung ano ang nangyayari sa bawat steps. Okay, so step number 1 is find the product of the leading term and the last term. So ang leading term natin dito ay 2k squared. Ang ating last term ay 12. So we'll multiply 2k and 12. 2k squared times 12. The answer is 24k squared. Okay, then step number 2, find the factors of the product whose sum is equal to the middle term. Okay, so ilista muna natin lahat ng mga factors. So that is factors of 24. 1 and 24. 2 and 12. 3 and 8. 4 and 6. Okay, so ito yung mga factors ng 24. And alin ba dito ang kapag inad natin will become 11? Okay? Okay, so alin ba dito ang kapag inad natin will becomes 11? So when we add 1 and 24, that's 25, 12 plus 2, that is 14, 3 and 8 is 11. So ibig sabihin, ang hinahanap nating factors ay 3 and 8. And since ito ay negative, the middle term is negative, and the last term is positive, ang ibig sabihin yan, ang hinahanap nating factors ay negative. So, we can rewrite this as negative 3k and negative 8k. O, saan ba nanggaling yung k? So, dito, merong kasamang k squared ang 24. So, pinaghiwalay lang natin yung k squared into k. Okay, then next, rewrite the trinomial as a four-term expression by replacing the middle term with the sum of the factors. Okay, so we will rewrite the given expression. That will become 2k squared. So instead of writing negative 11k, etong isusulat natin. Minus 3k minus 8k. And then we'll copy the last term plus 12. And then after that, step number 4, group the terms with common factors. So, dito, meron tayong makikitang common factors. So, pwede natin igrupo ang 2k squared minus 3k or pwede rin naman yung 8k ang grupo. Okay? So, as long as there is a common factor. Okay, so let's group 2k squared minus 3k and the other one is negative or minus 8k. Since naglagay tayo dito ng minus sign, we're going to change the sign of 12. So that will becomes negative 12. Okay, then after that, number 5, factor the groups using the greatest common monomial factor. So kukunin natin dito ang common monomial factor. Okay? So between 2 and 3, wala namang common monomial factor. But between the variable k, so meron ditong common which is k. So we will going to write k outside the grouping sign or the parenthesis sign. What is left here is 2k. So we write 2k. And then, since nilabas natin etong k, so ang matitira na lang dito ay minus 3. Okay, and then in the other group, I'll copy negative. So ano ba ang common between 8k and 12? Yung greatest common. Okay? So yung greatest common factor between 8 and 12 is 4. So we're going to take out 4. Ilalabas natin ang 4. So eto, para ito ay maging 8. So ang factor niyan ay 4 times 2. So ibig sabihin, since nilabas natin ang 4, mayroon pa diyang matitirang factor na 2. And then, copy k. And eto naman, ang 12, ang factor niya ay 4 times 3. Since nilabas natin yung 4, what is left here is 3. So, kung mapapansin nyo, yung factors na 2k minus 3 is common sa groupings or sa group. Okay, so the next step is factor out the common binomial factor and write the remaining factor as a sum or difference of common monomial factors. So kung mapapansin nyo dito, meron ditong common binomial factor which is 2k minus 3. Ito 2k minus 3 din. So we're going to factor out this common binomial factor. So isusulat natin siya as 1. So 2k minus 3. And then pagsasamahin natin yung remaining factors which are k minus 4. So yung k, eto yon. And then yung minus 4, yung nandito. Okay, so as a result, these are now the factors of 2k squared minus 11k plus 12. So ang factors niya ay 2k minus 3 and the other one is k minus 4. Okay, so that's it. Goodbye.